my stilettos.
Welcome to the Stiletto Room, the unfiltered chat show where no topic is off limits. I'm Dina LaPolt, entertainment attorney, advocate, and tenacious trailblazer. Each week, I sit down with creative visionaries, iconic disruptors, and unapologetic originals to dive deep into work, life, love, LGBTQ plus journeys, social justice, and everything in between. So grab a seat, get comfortable, and let's get real. Because baby, this is the Stiletto Room. Welcome to the Stiletto Room. I'm Dina LaPolt, and I have someone as my guest today that I can't even tell you how much you have inspired me. Melissa Etheridge, you're a legend.
Thank you very, very much.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in upstate New York. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm almost 60 years old, so was born in 1966.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew I was gay from a very early age. Okay, but back then it was not cool to be gay. So we had to be secret about it. But I came out when I was 21 and my girlfriend was 19. Even though I was in college, my degree was in music. I moved to Florida, lived with my aunt, and she was like, "Did you hear this woman, Melissa Etheridge?" I mean, that record was a catalyst for literally my entire career.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, honestly. And if
you.
I was actually any good as being a performer, I would still be doing it, but I'm a better business person.
Well, good. I'm a horrible business person.
Really?
So, no, I'm okay. I just have good people around me.
Well, you know, really, first on that record, I want to say one thing. Here's the other thing. Like, when I found out that you wrote everything, that's crazy.
That's what I always wanted to do. When I grew up, I'm only 4 years older than you, and when I grew up in the Midwest, the '60s and '70s, the music was filled with singer-songwriters. That you wrote songs, and the Joni Mitchells, the Paul Simons, the Bruce Springsteen, just these artists that would write and sing, and to me, that's the way you did it.
Yeah.
So I never. Got with anybody else to write. I never did other people's songs. I mean, there's the rare ones every now and then, but no, I just thought that's what you did.
And well, you do that. That's what you do, okay? Like, that is incredible. And it really did. I mean, it helped me in so many ways. Like, first of all, I didn't even know you were gay until I was addicted to the record. And back then, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have, and here I'm in West Palm Beach playing guitar at this club. And then I found out later on that you were gay. And it was like, almost like, she's like signed to a record deal. And she's gay. And it was almost like, it was like an approval for me. Like, it was literally an approval for me.
That's nice to know. That's nice. Because I was playing in women's bars when I was signed.
Yeah.
Chris Blackwell came into a bar I was playing in Long Beach. Someone had told him it was a women's bar. And this producer brought him and said, "You got to hear this girl." And he comes in, and this is after many, actually years of everybody coming in to see me. And it was always in women's bars. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like I was not out and then I came out later. If you wanted to sign me, you knew I was gay. You knew my girlfriend, whoever it was at the time. You just knew this was part of it. And Chris Blackwell just didn't have any problem with it. Right before the first album came out, someone I forget who it was, in the record company said, "Well, what are we going to do about this gay thing?" And he just said, "Well, I guess as long as you don't flag wave." And I was like, "Flag wave?" Flash 4 years later, I'm flag waving, but but yeah. So they knew, and it was just this. Back then, it was kind of don't ask, don't tell. People in interviews they didn't ask, and I certainly didn't.
Well, you were so talented; it's undeniable. Like, it was like, I don't care what we got to sign this woman and get her music out to the world. I later went to law school, and when I'm in law school, one of my study partners says, "You want to go hear the Indigo Girls tonight?" And I go, "Who are the Indigo Girls?" She's like, "You're a lesbian and you don't know who the Indigo Girls were?" So we go to the Concord Pavilion, and I walk in, and I see 20,000 women singing this music from heaven, And I had just moved to Northern California. So I'd left my band behind, and I said, okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a lipstick lesbian band, because at the time I was teaching guitar lessons to kids. That's how I was supporting myself. So I go, I don't even care if these bitches can play. We're going to play music like this. And Melissa Etheridge, anyway, I started this lipstick lesbian band, and we ended up getting a residency at JR's Club in Walnut Creek, which was a huge women's club. You probably have maybe been there, but it's a huge women's club.
Don't know.
But we were there every third Saturday of the month for the 3 years I was in law school.
The Indigo Girls and I just toured this last
I know,
week.
that's why I had to bring it up to you.
It was so much fun, because it was a lot of lesbians coming out, and really, I mean, in a really big way, but a whole lot of just families, actually. You could see the mothers and the grown daughters and their kids, you know, and these generations, and lots of families, and it was really cool to have.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great. It was a fantastic tour.
Yeah, amazing. I got a chance to tell Amy Ray this story. She was like, oh my God. Yeah. So now that I'm telling you this story, it's like 6 degrees of separation.
Look at that.
Yeah, and your career is incredible. I mean, after that album, it just took off, you know, and then you won some Grammys, and so how was it in this man's world competing as a woman, even putting the lesbian thing aside?
Yeah. I found it very interesting. And the first album came out in 1988.
Yeah.
And the record company was mostly men, but they were nice. They were great. There was a couple of women that worked in the promotions, you know, and out there in Radioville.
Yeah.
And that was nice to see them. But I understood. I had a really good manager, Bill LaPolt, at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Really great guy.
He's great.
He was really sweet. And
I know his son, too.
Oh, yeah, Josh. Yeah,
he's great.
I watched Josh grow up. And Bill was great. He would say to me, you don't sell records to the public. You sell records to the radio stations, to the distributors, to the record company. And so he was really good at having me get to I for the first album I played so many conference rooms at radio stations, at record store. I didn't play for the public. I played for the people who told the public, who sold it to the public, and that way you get people saying, "Oh, listen to this." You get them to play it in the record store. Yeah. So. And the music business was all men, pretty much. It's like 90% men back then. Yeah. And I had a great relationship with my dad. I always had guys in my band, and so I kind of knew how to deal with guys, and the sex thing was off the table. So, and everybody knew, and so it was still very forward. Now. We would go to radio stations, and literally they would say, "I'm sorry, we can't play your song. We are already playing a woman."
Are you kidding me?
So back in 1988,
that's crazy.
Yes. So if Stevie Nicks had an album out, you know, a song out, they couldn't play mine for some reason.
Wow.
And quickly, I started playing live in these places, and playing in little bars and clubs, and it started. This nice underground movement, and that built up, and the radio stations had to play me. They just had to. So they started, with "Bring Me Some Water." Yeah. And then it was just this experience of day after day, and just growing and growing slowly. I always really have appreciated how my career. It wasn't until my fourth album that I hit really big with "Come to My Window" and stuff. And so, and yes, there's been a lot of men. There's still a lot of men in the and it's just I was always very positive in myself, and I felt like, woman or not, gay or not, if the music is good, people will listen, and so I really always went with that.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and like that voice. I mean, that incredible, that voice. I mean, there's 3 people that have literally been my barometer for my entire life when I clicked into music, and that is Joan Jett, Rosemary Carroll, who's a big music lawyer, and Melissa Etheridge. These are my people, okay? And Joan Jett, she's also one of my clients, but I was her opening act 37 years ago.
Wow.
You know? So there's 6 degrees of separation. Rosemary Carroll, when I was in my band in law school, I was playing this club in Salt Lake City, and I'm waiting for the tour bus to come in behind the club, and I see an old school magazine stand. And I go and I see Billboard magazine, top music lawyers. And I'm like, whoa. And I go in there and I bought the magazine and I'm on the tour bus reading it. And the one thing I kept looking at is like all these men. Men. And then I see a picture, Cotico, Carol, and Guido, or Guido, Cotico, and Carol. And there's this blonde woman in the middle of these 2 guys. And that was Rosemary Carroll. And I put a Post-it on that magazine and carried it around with me for 12 years.
Oh, wow.
I finally met her a few years ago because I'm very good friends with some of her partners are in this building. And she's based in New York. And when I told her the story, we were both crying.
Oh.
And now she's a good friend of mine. And then here you come, and it's like, oh, my God, Mom, thank you.
See how that works?
See how that works? 6 degrees of separation. So such an inspiration. And then, you know, not only with when you won all those Grammy Awards, okay, and you're catapulted to like #1 and touring all over the place, how was it going overseas? Like the first time you went overseas?
The record company was really keen, and so was my management, in getting me overseas and selling records overseas, because we all knew that it's really about the live performance, that's where I'm going to make my bread and butter. And everyone knew that I was a live performer, and this was how I was gonna, that's my strength.
Yeah.
So I started over there. The first album, that's the first place I went was overseas before I even toured America. Wow. Because Chris Blackwell always thought he thought for sure that he could break me in England first, because he thought it was like Chrissy Hine a lot, and that's where they would go over there. I still don't sell records in England. It's weird.
Wow.
But we tried.
Wow.
But I did hit really big in Germany and like the Scandinavian countries, in Austria, in Holland.
Yeah.
I always say I didn't quite sell many records in the really good food countries like France and Italy and Spain. But the rest of Europe is really great. And it also hit big in Australia.
Yeah. Oh, I have friends that are my age that you have been their barometer, and they live in Europe, and they've seen you, and it's like incredible. Like you were like really first to do that from America, like a big artist like that as a woman.
Cool.
You really were. And then this is the other thing too that I love. 3 things I want to talk to you about that were really impactful to me. So the first one, I think it was when you did the Al Gore music and you won the Academy Award, right?
Yes.
And then the second thing that was huge after I already knew who you were. I was like, oh my God, now she's won an Oscar. Like, this is incredible. And then the other thing is after you had breast cancer and you came out and did Janis Joplin.
On the Grammys. Yeah.
I was there.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, that was incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, how did that come about?
Well, let's see, I was diagnosed in 2004, and I was actually on the road. I just released Lucky, and it was a really hard time in my life. I'd just been through a divorce publicly. It was really awful, and I had 2 kids, and it was just I was having a hard time, and it was sort of after the big climax of my career and everything, and the only place you go is down, but down is okay, but when you're up, it feels awful.
Right.
It feels like you're going down.
Right.
And
even though I've never seen you go down, but go
right,
ahead.
right.
Like
So
that, because you've always been huge.
But in my own mind, it kind of
Right.
crazy, and so I was in a bad place, and I didn't quite, careful when your dreams come true, they might not be, everything you always thought they would be. All that, just going through all that life stuff. And then the cancer actually was a gift because it stopped me.
Wow.
It stopped me and made me go, wait, if I don't get my shit together, if I don't change some things about how I feel about myself and life, then I'm not going to be here long. Because my father also died young of cancer too.
Wow.
And so I was like, no, we're not going to do this. So I really threw myself into researching not only medicine and health, and made huge changes in what I ate and how I did, but all about stress, and then a very spiritual awakening and bringing that into my life, and really settling in that and becoming the best I can be, because I need to take care of myself. That's the best thing I can do for the people I love.
Wow.
So when the Grammys called and said, we'd like you to do Janis Joplin, I was like, oh God, because I was just finishing my chemo, and I knew I'd be on radiation still. I was like, well, I'm going to be bald. Oh my God. And
amazing.
And I said yes. I went to radiation that morning, and then did the run through that day. And then I was just really weak, but I knew Joplin. I mean, I played Joplin since I was, 20 in the bars, and I mean,
so, you got a standing ovation.
It was really
really
special.
Incredible.
Thank you.
I mean, incredible. So that happened, and so you got through that. And before that, you didn't have spirituality before that?
Well, I always said, I'm not a religious person. But
I say that too.
Yeah, I'm not religious, but I have a belief, in the spiritualness
I say
or something.
religion is for people that fear hell, and spirituality is for those of us that have been there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
that's very good.
That's good, right?
And that's exactly it. Yeah, I discovered more about it, and I really went crazy studying like ancient religions and they're all based in the same idea that we're all connected by something, and and it's just a very broad general understanding of why we're here, and so I really brought that into my, and you'll see if you look at my work, the first up to cancer was a certain side of me, a voice of me, and then after that there's a whole lot more openness and just spirit and things.
You've always been that. So for you, you could look at that, but I could see that that's your whole body of work. Yeah,
thank you. That means a lot.
Yeah, and then another thing too, when you had kids, I was like, oh my God, she's having kids. Like, this is something I can actually maybe do one day. And I do. I have twin boys now.
Oh my
12.
gosh. Oh,
I'll be 180 by the time
that's
they
what
graduate.
Mine finally are 19 and finally graduating this year.
Wow, that's great.
But age doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I'm a better parent.
You started a foundation because you're one of your son. Yeah. I'm 27 years sober, so
it's such especially in this town.
Identify.
Yeah, and the thing about addiction and mental health, in general, and the stress that this life, especially kind of a big professional life that we have, that then our kids see and they think they have to, perform at that level, when it's just about finding your happiness, finding your joy. And my son never quite got there, and he broke his foot in a couple places with a snowboarding accident, and he just never got off the painkillers, and it just went to heroin, and then it went to fentanyl.
Was it Oxycontin in the beginning?
It was Vicodin in the beginning, actually, and then it became whatever he could get on the street and stuff, and it was just a crazy journey.
It is insane, the amount of deaths that happen because of opioid abuse.
It's hard.
And these pharmaceutical companies, like, there is no legitimate reason why Oxycontin needs to be manufactured. I mean, I'm just telling you.
I know you'll see. I see in the medical communities that they are prescribing less and less. I know, when you get your wisdom teeth done, right? They used to just throw oxy at you.
Because they would tell the doctors it's not addictive.
Yeah,
they'd go around and say, "This is great. It's not addictive."
Yeah, we've been affected greatly.
Yeah.
And I have a foundation, the Etheridge Foundation,
Yep.
after my son died, that is doing research, so much research about plant medicine, about psychedelics, about psilocybin and ayahuasca, and how that helps with addiction, rewiring our neural transmitters, and how these pathways that have been there since for years and years and years. That is addiction. You can interrupt that through psilocybin, through something called ibogaine, which not a lot of people know about, and the results have been great. So, but we have to change the laws in America to be able to really get people to be be aware of that.
I really believe, being sober for 27 years, okay, there are two types of addiction. There's people that were born addicts, and that's me, okay? I'm addicted to anything that pulls me out of myself.
Yeah.
My mother was in OA. She gave me my first big book. I loved alcohol. Then I loved cocaine. Then I loved crystal meth. Then when I got sober, I love sugar, and then I love girls. Like, it's just like one thing after another. Now I love my work, you know what I mean? And that's the only addiction I've had that hasn't hurt anybody. I mean, it affects people in my life, because I'm not present as much as I should be, you know what I mean? But I'm an addict. Then there's people, I feel like your son, who are not addicts, but something happens to them. And I've had another friend like this too, got in a car accident. Broke 3 ribs and a leg. I've known this person since childhood. Never drank with me, didn't even like the way alcohol tasted. Didn't like wheat, just not an addict. But then all of a sudden prescribed pain pills, okay? And within 2 years, like, his mom's calling me crying because he lost his job, living in a van.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a lot of stories like that.
Crazy making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you read someone dies, and if someone dies between like 20 and 40 or even 50, and they don't list the reason that they died, it's usually opioid.
That's crazy.
Somehow there's so much guilt and shame involved in the family. It's so there's a new way of helping the families, because they're really affected by it.
Yeah. I had this neck injury in 2017. I had to go to this rehab facility after I had this neck surgery, and they kept showing me the smiley faces. How do you feel?
Yeah.
And that's owned by the Sacklers. And I'd go, here's what I'm going to tell you, okay? Don't ever fucking show me that again, okay? Here's what I'm going to do, okay? You're going to let my assistant in here at 7 a.m. with Starbucks, because someone wakes up every day and says, I'm going to make the worst coffee in the planet, and they work here. So she's going to come in with Starbucks. You're going to give me my morning meds, and you'll give me 1 Tramadol. I don't want Vicodin. There's no OxyContin. It's not happening. And then you will schedule me for every activity you have. And if I can't do it, then you can give me another Tramadol. And they're like, and I go, this is non-negotiable. I mean, this is how, I literally, and my insurance company had approved me in that rehab for 21 days, but I only stayed for 2 weeks because I was up and at 'em and doing it, Right. But yeah, it's very dangerous.
Yeah, and it's a lot of that we don't know what's going on. So it's just trying to get us out of this loop, this pharmaceutical loop, and get some more answers.
Yeah, well, I love that you're doing that. So now, cut to this whole career that you have, and now you have a new single out, and you are going on tour. Just got off a tour. Do you like tour?
Well, my friend Chris Stapleton says, you are a road dog. And I said, yes, sir, I am.
That's what killed my artist career. I don't like to travel.
Oh, see, there are those that do and those that don't. And you can see the ones that do. I see them. We're out there every year. We're like, hey, how you doing?
Joan loves it.
Yeah, I've toured with her. Absolutely. She's a road dog. I think I have the greatest job in the world, and that people want to pay money and sit or stand there and sing my songs with me. I think that's the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah. Well,
and
no one wanted to sing my songs, but maybe that's what
maybe that was it. But I'm very fortunate. And
you love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I made a new album, and the album comes out in March, but the first single is out now, and but the tour starts in March. So we'll release, I think, 4 singles. Before that's the way. That's what they do nowadays.
Yeah, that's what they do nowadays.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
But I understand, because people don't have to buy albums, and you want them to know.
Yeah.
And I come from the time of that the album was a piece of art, and it was something. And I thought about my projects in bundles of 10, 11 songs. You know, that's what I'd done for so many years. And I haven't made a new album in like 8 years.
Wow.
The pandemic, everything just, you know, how all of a sudden it's been 8 years. And so
What was your process this time? Had it
it
changed?
was so delicious.
Tell me.
It really was, because like 2 or 3 years ago, like I've gotten a whole lot of opinions from people in the business who, people don't buy albums anymore. I'm like, I don't care. I want to make an album.
That's right. I'm Melissa fucking Etheridge.
Yeah. So we're going to do it this way. And and I know that there are people that still make albums.
Right.
And so we totally, oh God, I loved it. I had it like I knew a year or two before that that after I did the Broadway show, I was going to make a record.
That was your plan.
It was my plan.
Wow.
So I knew coming in, and I would start. I call it collecting songs, inspirations.
Right.
I'd go through and I just make sure that, because usually I just see something, I'm like, and it hits my mind. And I'm like, oh, that's great.
Were you taking notes on your phone?
Taking notes now.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Notes on my phone.
Okay.
Or using the voice memo.
Wow.
So I went through about a year of that, and then finally.
Well, you were on the Broadway. Remember the show?
Yeah, right after that, the Broadway, and then I did a tour after that, and really got into the last 2 tours I did was just loving my music and loving the songs that everybody loved. And so it was just my hits, and I dig deep in my albums, and I just had a really, really good time playing. And I started thinking, these are the songs, this type of song is what people like to listen to and like to come and move to. So I'm thinking my next album, I want it to be these live songs, because I know I'm going to spend the rest of my life playing these songs. So I want them to be very easily played live. So I used my touring band, which is such a delight, because we'd been playing for years, and we were so
tight,
tight. And then I wrote I started writing last year. Probably started writing last. Wait a minute, where am I now? Because we did it in March, so it was actually the year before.
Okay.
So it was March. Yeah. So 20. Oh, 4. I can't do math.
20. Yeah, me either. I can't do
the whole thing.
Just another reason to love you. But
but just right before that, I thought about the record. Then I started writing it in. I started writing like December of 24, knowing that in March and I booked the time, booked it with Shooter Jennings, Waylon Jennings' son. He produced it. Oh,
he's great.
He and I produced it. It was at Sunset Sound.
Have you ever met him before?
No, I had not met him before.
Wow. How'd you find him? Like
someone recommended it, and I was like,
school.
and I listened to some of the stuff, and I went, that is exactly what I want to do.
Wow.
And
you had all the songs written already?
Yeah. So I wrote from December, January, February. Those 3 months I wrote. I just was at home last year and just wrote and wrote and wrote. And really came up with only about 12, 13 songs, which is good because I could really work on those. I felt I would sing them to my family. I would sing them to friends, just get sort of this feedback. And then we went into the studio in March, and I had such a good time.
Wow.
We were able to knock 2 or 3 songs out a day.
Really?
Yeah, it was really fun.
That's incredible. Did you have all your band there playing
I had
them?
my full band, my bass player,
amazing.
My keyboard and guitar. He does both of that.
Wow.
I played all the guitar and my drummer,
amazing.
And that was it. And I had some. And then I brought in Shelley Fairchild to do the background vocals. She's amazing.
Wow. Have you worked with her before?
I have met her before, but I had not worked with her. No, but she's just so good.
It was good, right?
Really.
Wow.
Really good.
So now that you have the single out, and you have 3 more coming out from that album, and then the Rise tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that starts in March.
Yes.
And the album drops in March.
Yes, the album drops like the first week of March, then I go out the last week of March.
Wow. And what's the name of the album?
Rise.
It's Rise, so that's what you're calling it.
Yeah.
Rise album. Well, that's amazing. I love it.
It's what I love to do, so I'm glad that people love it.
Oh,
still.
yeah. Here's the thing. Like, you are you are an American treasure. Like, I'm literally going to tell you that you are an American treasure. And what is, like, so amazing about you is that you're just really authentic. You've always been authentic. Like, even though I didn't even know until I was addicted to your music that you were gay, because how was I going to know that? You know, we didn't have all these, magazines, and I was living in my little world. But, like, listening to your story and how Chris Blackwell came down to Long Beach and saw you in the gay bar and all these things, it's like you've not ever changed your whole life. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, which is why you have such an amazing fan base all over the world.
I've been in it long enough now to see things come and go.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm really grateful.
Yeah.
For how I've been able to have a career, how my fans do still support me. They come and watch, and they know we're gonna have a good time when I play live, and then then they're excited about my new material, and that's the best part.
Yeah, that's amazing. So when you were doing the Broadway show, how did that come about? Like, one day you woke up one day and said...
Well, that was a dream of mine for a long time. Both my wife and I are big theater geeks, you know, we in high school, you know, the theater was... I remember making a choice going, I could go to New York and try to do theater, but I was more of a singer-songwriter. That was my comfort zone. So I said, nope, going to L.A., going to be a singer-songwriter. And so when we got together, she knew all these people in theater, and we always said, boy, we got to do a show together. Then when the pandemic came, when we lost our son, I wanted to write a book because I just wanted to get that whole part of my life out, that I didn't have to talk about it anymore. So I sat down and started talking about my life with her, and we were like, man, this would be a good show if we can. And so she wrote it with me, and we
That's amazing.
Took it down and finally did, you know, a few months on Broadway. It was really fun.
Yeah, and that was a dream of yours.
Yeah.
It's like everything you manifest comes true.
Well, everything I think about manifests. Yeah, everything, because that's how it works. That's what I figured out.
I know. That's right.
Yeah. You asked about the Oscar, and I was going to tell you that when I went through cancer, I understood about manifesting. I started to understand, this is what we desire, what we think about manifest. And so I was like, well, I want health for myself. I want all these things. And then I went, and I want an Oscar. And I said that. I said, you know, and I told my yoga instructor at the time, I said, I'm going to tell you, because everyone else will think I'm crazy, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to manifest an Oscar. And she's like, okay.
Wow.
2 years later, she was watching the Oscars, and she goes, Jesus Christ, there she is. She won an Oscar. Yes. So now that you brought up manifesting, yes.
That is true.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's
actually... Well, what else are you going to manifest?
Wait till you hear the album. I wanted to manifest. I manifested a duet with Chris Stapleton.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
That's just, it's like, I feel like I'm holding this wonderful little gem of something. I can't wait for everyone.
Have you known him before? Did you know?
I did not know him for long. No, I was like...
You manifested him.
Yeah,
you said,
absolutely.
I want to work with Chris Stapleton.
Yes.
And then it just happened.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Do you ever want to act? Have you ever thought about that?
You know, that's actually how I met my wife, is she, you know, she's in television. Yep. And she called me in for a show because I told my agency, I said, I wanted to act because I wanted to be at home, and you know, you think you can make as much money, and then I found out that the industry is insane, and I was like, you know what? I think that I don't want to do that.
Okay.
So,
but you met Linda, so that's
I know.
good.
So that's the wonderful part of it. But you know, it would have to be something very, very special.
Yeah, I don't know.
Really
I think like Hunting Wives, maybe you could be.
No. Just right off.
No, I mean honestly, like everything that you set out to do, you've done it.
That's what life is.
Yeah, it's incredible.
You know, you dream it, and by the time it actually really happens, you're on to the next. There's been projects now that are so close to my heart, you know, and that's the only way I want to work now.
That's why you're so authentic.
Sense. And a lot of it has to do with the state. I grew up in Kansas.
Yeah.
Like a couple years ago, I did a concert in the women's state penitentiary, and we filmed it, and we recorded it, and it's called "I'm Not Broken," and
Yep.
it's a documentary.
I saw it.
on
Yep.
Paramount Plus, and the album you can get. It's a live
Incredible.
album, and then by doing that, there's a Kansas City. You know, our football team has been fantastic the last few years, which has just brought sports up all together in Kansas City, and the women's soccer team has been amazing, and I've gotten to know the owners. And,
Wow.
and Patrick Mahomes is one of the owners, him and Brittany, because Brittany was a soccer player, and then the Longs, Angie and Chris Long, and they own it, and they built a stadium. It was the first stadium in the whole country built for a women's sport.
Wow.
Purely women's. It's purely just their soccer stadium.
Wow.
And there's no other. And so the city has really supported them. And the sad part is we were in the finals and the playoffs, and we just lost. We were supposed to win it all this year, and we just lost yesterday. And my heart is broken. But the Casey Current is who they are. And what we did is this first single off the record is called "Don't You Want a Woman," and it's just this old bluesy rock, rockabilly almost feel, and it's just, don't you want a woman who can, who's a little crazy? Don't you want a woman who's interesting? Don't you want a woman who can drive your car? Don't you? It's just about, don't you want a woman who can rock your soul? Is the chorus. And we got footage from the team, and we got to film in the stadium. So
wow!
It was all this great, they gave us a stadium, and I previewed the song in Kansas City and premiered the song in Kansas City, and it's out now. You can see the video, you can see the gals and myself, and it's "Don't You Want a Woman," and it's just flat out rock and roll.
That's amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, amazing.
Cool.
There's so many things that you do. I mean, I just do want to talk about the correctional facility. So that all stemmed because you played the show there. Like, that's the one, like, that's incredible. Like, you just were moved by this, and then this is what happens.
That's the when someone says, can you give, up and coming people advice or whatever, I always say, look, do what moves you. You're not going to move anybody else if you're not moved. If you want to be inspiring to people, be inspired. That's how that works. So I look for things that excite me, that feel fun and look forward to, because there's a lot of action and doing involved, but the dreaming of it is so important.
Wow.
And those were dreams. I had played prisons when I was 13, 14 years old. I went in with a lot of little groups, and and I felt that prison audiences were amazing. They were the first people to stand up and cheer that I'd ever had when I was young. So I always wanted to go back and do that again.
I love that documentary.
Oh,
It's on Paramount Plus. You guys all have to see it.
Great.
So do any of your kids want to go into music?
Not at all. Not in any way. I got to tell you, all of them, the first 10 years of their life, don't you want to play the guitar? I can teach you. I can show you. There's things I can show you. My oldest learned to play the piano, but she was not interested in me teaching her. She learned from this thing called YouTube and learned very well. I was like, oh my God, you can actually play that. So she took some lessons. She likes music. She's musical, but she used to say, because her father was David Crosby, she used to say, why would I want to go into a business where I could never be as good as my mother and my biological father?
There you go.
And
I mean,
she's
there's something about
yeah,
that.
she's like, why would I ever want to set myself up for that?
There's something about that.
Yeah, so she's living up in Sonoma. She's married in love, and she's very happy.
And that nobody wants to go in. Not your.
No. The other kids are like, no. They don't want to play anything. They're Gen Z, and they're just...
My kids, too, they don't want... they love music.
Yeah.
But...
that sort of dream, I think, all this reality shows and stuff...
I know.
My children see how hard of work it is.
It's very hard.
And sort of the give and take of it.
Yeah.
And there are, pluses, and they all know we live in a nice house, because Mama works and hard and stuff like that. But they they don't have that desire. They didn't grow up with that 60s,
Yeah.
70s. I want to grow up and be
That's
a rock
right.
star. You know,
I grew up outside of Woodstock, Newport.
yeah. So
That's
you knew that dream, and that's not
right.
a dream anymore. That's
yeah.
you know,
Not like it was when we were growing up, you know what I mean? And I've always been, for me, like the voices. I mean, that's what locked me in. You know, Joe Cocker, Melissa Etheridge, Joan Jett, those voices that are super distinctive. You know, it's crazy. Question for you, out of left field: if there was one person in the world that you could have dinner with, who would that be?
Just a few months ago, I was like, okay, if I ever get asked this question, I'm going to say, and now I can't remember who I said.
It's okay.
Is this a living person?
It could be either one.
Oh, okay. Oh, gosh. I've had dinner with most of everybody I've ever wanted to have dinner with, which
You
is
manifested
great. Which
it.
I manifested, yes.
I love that. I'm
So
manifesting
trying to
dinner
think-
with Melissa
It would probably
Etheridge
be
and
like
Linda.
with Andy Reid. I'm a huge
Wow.
Kansas City Chiefs fan, and just to sit down and
Wow.
talk to Andy
Wow.
would be really fun because it would be something totally out of that I'm obsessed with, but totally out of my.
Have you always been a
wheelhouse.
Chiefs fan?
Yeah, I grew up in Kansas.
Yep.
And my father was.
So that's it.
So these last 8 years have been fantastic. Or
Yeah.
however many years it's been.
Hells yeah. Have you
Yeah.
met Taylor Swift yet?
I met her years ago.
Uh-huh.
I haven't met her since the Travis Kelce thing, but I met her years ago, and I tell my kids this, and I get lots of mileage from this. Because when I met her, she was very young when I met her, like her first or second album.
Uh-huh.
And she said to me, she goes, I'm just a huge fan of yours. I want to tell you that my parents, when I was 11 years old,
Wow.
took me to see you in concert when I was 11 in Reading, Pennsylvania, and you're the reason I play the guitar.
That's incredible.
And whenever I used to go like play for
That's
my
incredible.
kids in school where the kids had no idea who I was, and I'd say, well, because Taylor Swift saw me, I would say, there's this girl and she saw me and she says that's why she plays guitar and her name is Taylor Swift. And they go, oh, so I would always say that's me.
That's amazing. The amount of people that you have inspired in music. I mean, you have literally paved the way for women for sure. 100%,
I'm happy when I hear that.
Yeah.
Because, it was strange.
Yeah.
But I've had a great time, so it wasn't hard.
Well, you are amazing. And the first time you were asked to play on the Grammys, take me back to that.
That was 1988.
Yeah.
That's Bill Leopold's doing.
Yeah. Bill was pretty awesome.
He was a very clever guy.
Yeah.
And he knew.
And Josh is a lawyer.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And Bill had great relationships in the music industry, and one of them was Ken.
Ehrlich.
Yeah, Ken Ehrlich, right? Who was the producer
Yeah.
for a
For
long time.
45 years. Yeah,
of
yeah.
the
long
Grammys.
time.
So this is the year I get nominated. Bam. Unbelievable.
Were you nominated for Best
For Bring
New-
Me Some... No, I was not nominated for Best Artist.
Bring Me Some
But
Water.
Bring Me Some Water for Best Rock Female.
Oh, my
And it
God.
was up against Pat Benatar,
Oh, my God.
Tina Turner, Tony Childs. You remember Tony Childs?
Yes.
And Sinead O'Connor.
Wow.
And me. And
Wow.
so you had these, like Tina Turner and Pat, who were old school. And then it was, the three of us was brand new. Mm-hmm. And also at that Grammys was also Tracy Chapman.
Oh, wow.
And Katie Lang. It was this 88
Was
to
a
89
great
was an incredible year for women in music. All of a sudden it just went pop.
Yeah.
And so Ken Ehrlich wanted to do his, I want to mash up all the songs together. And Bill Leopold said, absolutely not. You either let Melissa sing the song all the way through or she's not going to sing. And so because Bill strong-armed Ken Ehrlich, I got to sing nobody gets to sing an entire song in the Grammys anymore. I got to sing my song. Sinead O'Connor got to sing her entire song. And Tony Childs. All three of us.
What were their songs?
Tony Childs was Zimbabwe. It was a strange...
Yeah.
she was an interesting
She was,
artist. the one that Sinead was put 'em on, put 'em on, put 'em on me. You know, Hands, or I Do Know Mandinka, or one of those two songs.
Yeah.
It was, no, maybe it was Mandinka.
Oh yeah, it was Mandinka.
Yeah, it was Mandinka. She was nominated for that.
Wow.
And so it was the first album, and
Wow.
and nobody had seen her, and she was all bald and singing, and everyone was like, "Who's this?"
Yeah.
But it was a real breakthrough of a time. And my record, I sold about 50,000. The next week, it was gold. It was 100,000. It was like
Incredible.
Bam! Like
I was
that,
still
the
in
Grammys.
college then, majoring in classical guitar, music, and I didn't go to law. I graduated in '91, so it was during that time when I was like, "This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to be in music."
Yeah.
And I've been in music. I mean, the
Yeah.
whole time, just on the other end. I mean,
Yeah.
even when I hated touring, you know, I'm like, what am I going to do? Well, I tried being an agent. That's terrible. A manager, no, not that. Worst job in the planet, right? Sorry, Deb, but you know, the worst job in the planet. I can't add, so I couldn't be a business manager.
Wow.
You know, but I'm an activist at heart.
There you go.
I grew
So
up with an activist mom, and I'm an, you know.
Represent.
Yeah, I started one of the largest songwriter advocacy groups.
Oh, wow.
And we helped get the Music Modernization Act passed.
Fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, because before that, you weren't getting paid anything for these streaming services.
I'd given up. It's like I don't even think about
Yeah.
money. Like, I just do the live work because that's where.
Well, you love it.
Yeah, I do.
You have love it, love it, love it. You know, even when I started managing for 2 years, I managed Steven Tyler while he was on American Idol when
Oh, wow.
Aerosmith
Yes,
was
yes.
doing the last album, putting it together.
Totally.
So during this time, Steven, like he was on Idol, so I was makeshift managing him until we could find a manager. And even flying around with him, you know, on the private plane, staying at the Mandarin Oriental. I'm like, I just want to go home.
Even you can be in the most comfortable. You're still not home. Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
just I don't know.
You like home. Well, you
Yeah.
made it work.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I've made it work.
Fantastic.
So all the things that you have done, what is there anything that you're still hungry for or that you're going to manifest?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Put it out there, Melissa.
Well, you know, it's about creating, and it's about collaborative creating. I like that. I like writing for film and television and stuff. I still want to do more, you know, with Broadway. It's just about creating. My wife and I love to work together, and I would love to. I don't want to do like a movie about my life or anything.
You don't want to do that.
No, I don't want to do that. I do want to tell a story that might be very similar to mine in a series television thing or something. Those are
Like
those are
The
things,
Rose or something.
you know, those are things I think about.
Wow. Wow. So you don't want to do like a movie based on your life or a big memoir.
I don't think I could. I mean, I did a memoir. I wrote.
Yeah, but what about that turning into a movie?
Well, yeah, but they're going to want to take, 60 years and put it into 2 hours.
Got it.
And I'm like, oh,
It's a series. Well, yeah.
yeah, that's what I want. is a
Okay.
series,
Well,
yeah.
we're going to manifest this.
Okay.
Because
All right.
that could be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot.
You could have
There's
a
just a
couple of
lot.
seasons.
The 60s and 70s and 80s, 90s.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're still going.
And I'm still going, yeah.
So tell me, like, with all these things that you do, like, how do you find peace? What is your way to recharge your battery?
I work on peace and joy every day. That's the priority. And the things, I don't do anything that doesn't
Yeah.
vibrate that way.
Yeah.
That doesn't.
It's a high vibration.
Yeah.
Peace and joy and love and happiness
Yeah.
and compassion.
And also understanding that contrast happens. That
Yeah.
and it's how I have control over how I respond, how I think about. I'm in charge of my mind.
Yeah.
That was a big thing when I realized that
Wow.
my mind wasn't thinking me. I'm thinking I could, the things that are in my mind, let's say there's an old memory or something that would come up. That's just habit. That's a habit of thought. And we can train and work with our minds.
Yeah.
And there's so much we're just starting to get to know about our brains, how they work neurologically, and then mental health. So
Right.
when I'm not working, or even anything that I do, I still come from a place of this needs to be joyful.
Happy.
Appreciation and gratitude is probably how I maintain that. Because when you're in a state of gratitude and of appreciation, it's very much like the state of love.
Yeah.
Because that's appreciation.
Yeah.
And so staying in that consistently for a long time has proven to be very relaxing.
Yeah.
And feels good.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I mean, I have this motivational book that came out, Street Smart. I gave you, Linda, two copies for the two of you. But one of my chapters in it, chapter 3, is recognizing your triggers and changing your patterns.
Yeah.
And that's been a big growth period for me. Like if I can, like the way I react, the way I act, all these things are like a domino effect for everybody else and everything else that comes after that.
Yeah, and what comes back to you.
Yeah,
How you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
And those little triggers and things build a lot of how we feel about ourselves. So if you can get rid of those and start just going, man, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm loving life. I'm alive. I create. It's all about creating and dreaming and feeling good. Feeling good is so important.
Yeah.
You can't not feel
100%.
good and think that you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get sick.
Right.
I mean, I really understood that.
You did, because you had to go
It's
through
been
that.
21 years now.
Yeah, oh.
I'm cancer-free.
That's
so
amazing.
Yeah. So
knock on
because feeling good is the most important thing
Right,
to me.
right. 100%.
Yeah, and a lot of people they think, well, that's selfish. Like,
No.
that's the greatest thing you can do for anyone
Yep.
else is to
If
take
I could
care.
feel this way in 10 years, I am so good.
Yeah.
20 years, 30. Now we have AI, so who knows
Yeah,
how,
yeah,
you know what I
right.
mean?
Yes.
Like they even told me, like in 2017 when I had 2 neck discs replaced, I went back a couple years ago for a checkup, and he's like, oh yeah, we could, your other degenerative discs, we could just get them done. We don't even need that invasive surgery. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's amazing what medicine has done amazing things with surgeries and things. You can go in, they kind of get a little messed up on pharmaceutical side of everything. So it's like if we took that out, but then looked at the great things that we can do with medicine. You can put a leg back on.
Right.
You can do all kinds of stuff.
One of the things, and I do a lot of policy work on the side for fun, well, because it's my passion, but right now I'm working on a piece of legislation called the No Fakes Act. And that will create a federal right in voice and likeness, because we don't have a federal right of publicity. But this is a bipartisan bill, believe it or not.
I bet.
Yeah, because people don't get it. When the last time we had Republican everything, we were able to get the Music Modernization Act passed because intellectual property, copyright is a Republican issue.
Yeah.
So that's where I was so valuable, because I'd go around and talk to all the Democrats. I'd be like, wait, who's not getting on the bill?
Yeah.
What, Congresswoman who? Let me call her up. Hold on a second. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now we have a lot of education about, that this is a big thing, especially, this would be protection for every American, but imagine what it does for public figures.
Yeah.
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 Well, I am so grateful to, first of all, fucking meet you. Like, can I just start there? I was this close from you. We were at Music Cares one year. I forget who they were honoring.
Aerosmith, probably. Maybe Stephen.
Maybe it was, because I'm the one that introduced them.
Yeah.
You were there, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Stephen, like we were trying to find you. And then I saw you were talking to the press, and then anyway, but so here I am meeting you. So this is incredible. And then second of all, thank you for being on my podcast, The Stiletto Room.
Thank you for having it and being your powerful self.
Yeah, well, it's about tenacious trailblazers.
There we go.
And unapologetic originals. And you are absolutely that woman.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been a delight.
My stiletto.